Hey guys, what is up? So today we're diving into, the families episode where Ethan's mom, Donna, reveals the evil text that she sent Trisha. And then we're going to dive into Trisha Paytas' response to that families episode. So on the recent families episode, Donna reads the text that she sent Trisha that Trisha said was just the most. This was the text message that made Trisha uninvite Donna to their wedding. Take a listen.
Go ahead.
This is what I wrote.
Cover your ears. This is it. The worst thing you've ever heard.
This is the most horrible thing you've ever heard. Okay.
Well, it's
Moses.
Okay.
Moses, if your sister has a miscarriage because of this stress, I will hold you and Trisha responsible. Stop this nonsense. Enough. That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the message didn't catch on fire. It was so horrid.
So, the huge debate was a text message that Donna sent to Trisha. Was that evil? Was that just the meanest text message you could ever send anyone on this planet ever? Now, in my opinion, my take on this is that, yes, what Donna sent Trisha was rude. If I got sent that text message, I would be like, oh my gosh, so if Hila loses her baby or miscarries, it's going to be because of me? I definitely feel some type of way and I would be pissed. However, looking at this at Donna's point of view, this is her grandbaby, her grandchild. She doesn't want anything to happen to her grandbaby. You know, Donna talks about how Hila, she had to go through, taking like these hormone shots or whatever she took, and how she just had to go through, it was a struggle to get pregnant. And Donna feared that all the shenanigans that Trisha was, I believe this was at the time where Trisha made movies about Ethan. And so Donna was really fearful for her grandchild. So I understand that argument, that aspect of it, but I also understand where Trisha Paytas is coming from, because like, how dare you send that to me? I get it. But the reason why I'm just a tad bit more on Donna's side here is because I am so fed freaking up. One, with Trisha, they're able to just put out so many TikToks, able to put out movies about Ethan, able to say the most vicious, vile things. But when someone says anything remotely mean to them, when anyone says anything offensive to Trisha, we all must kneel down and be like, Trisha, oh my goodness, I can't believe Donna said that to you, Trisha. How dare Donna say that to you, Trisha? You've never said anything offensive in your life. You never called Hila a cunt. Oh, no, but we can't mention that. You know why? Because Trisha apologized, so it's all forgotten. And Trisha wonders why we like to compare her to Gabby Hanna. So, if this was any other person, I'd be like, you know what, Donna, you were absolutely in the wrong. Like, how dare you? And I'd still understand where Donna's coming from. But this is Trisha Paytas. Trisha will say anything. They will speak their mind. They will make tons and tons of videos. They are a hypocrite. So I can't sit here and be like Team Trisha, because I'm so tired of Trisha putting out videos, putting out TikToks, saying whatever their heart desires about all these other people out here in these streets. But when it's their turn to be in the hot seat, oh my God, look what Donna sent me. I can't believe she sent me this. So Trisha starts off the video by stating that they can't believe all of the lies that are continuing, and they can't believe what Donna said, that they would be the reason why Hila would miscarry if Hila did. And then Trisha goes on to state, according to Donna's logic, why wouldn't Ethan be the reason for Hila's miscarriage? And I honestly hate this whole conversation that I'm talking to you guys about. We're talking about a miscarriage, and it's like it's not happening. Hopefully, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like us talking about it is putting it out there in the universe. But anyway, I'm just summarizing this and then I'm done talking about it. So, Trisha's like, Ethan's harassing Triller, the person who he's suing. Ethan harassed the person who he's suing so much that now they're also suing Teddy Fresh. Shouldn't that be a concern of Donna's? But here's my response to this. One, I'm sure that has crossed Donna's mind. But two, Trisha doesn't have the right to tell Hila what she should and should not be stressed about. Maybe Hila is not stressed about this lawsuit. You know, maybe Hila is stressed about family things, the things that matter to her. I think it's really wrong for Trisha to be like, well, if Hila miscarries, it should be because Ethan is harassing the person who's suing them, and now the person is, you know, suing Teddy Fresh as well. I don't think it's right for Trisha to dictate or tell Hila what she should and should not be stressed about. I also didn't like how Trisha was like, it's all because I went on a podcast, pretending like they didn't know the severity of their actions by doing that, pretending that they didn't want to purposely hurt Ethan. Then this is the part where I like to call Trisha covering up their ass. So Trisha goes on to state that Ethan knew that they were recording because they have a podcast together, so they recorded the podcast. Trisha goes, I didn't record any private conversations. I just recorded the podcast.
I recorded it because if he put out a podcast, which has been done, Gabby edited a podcast and left very important things out. I did it for my own self. I'm someone who suffers from delusions and not knowing what reality is. And I wanted to hear back everything because people constantly tell me what I say, and I want to hear it back for myself. I recorded the podcast I did with Gabby. I record any podcast. If we both know we're being recorded, I record it. There's no blackmail. There's no putting it out.
I believe this is a way for Trisha to cover up their ass just in case this whole situation ends up seeing a day in court for whatever reason. I truly believe that Trisha, when they went on KEEMSTAR's podcast and stated that they recorded the last Frenemies episode, that they weren't really thinking. I think Trisha highly regrets putting that out into the universe, that they recorded Ethan without his knowledge, and is now backpedaling. Let it be known that Trisha did state that they recorded Ethan Klein. Ethan did say that he had no idea that Trisha was recording. That is illegal, so Trisha needs to stop. Then Trisha reminds us that Ethan and Hila are hypocrites. At this point, Trisha is basically repeating what they've said as a defense to why they went on KEEMSTAR's podcast, Mom's Basement. But then let's dive into how Trisha, they start to defend KEEMSTAR and saying how KEEMSTAR, he is starting to see a new light to mental health. KEEMSTAR is now understanding a little bit more about SA victims. KEEMSTAR had on Trisha, Gabby Hanna, and Tana Mojo. And after having those guests on, he has seen a new light to everything and is starting to really understand a lot of the things he has said in the past about SA victims and how offensive that was. Then Trisha goes on to say how KEEMSTAR apologized, which he never did. That the whole entire Twitter rant that KEEMSTAR did, he never came out and was like, I apologize. Feel me? Then Trisha jumps back to how there are multiple reasons why a miscarriage could happen, and it doesn't necessarily mean Trisha would have anything to do with that, which is accurate. Trisha's right with that. I think that whole situation, you know, I think obviously what Donna said was wrong, but I also think that Donna, she was worried about her grandchild, her grandbaby, right? And if I was Trisha, yes, I'd be upset too, but I'm still on Team Donna, not because I severely dislike Trisha Paytas, and it's because Trisha Paytas is allowed to say anything that they want, and we're all supposed to just sit here and take it. And then Trisha goes on to state that Ethan never likes to admit it when he's wrong, how Ethan cannot take accountability for anything. And in this lawsuit, apparently Trisha is siding with Triller, because Trisha goes on to state that Ethan can't take accountability. He was in the wrong with Triller, and instead Ethan's harassing Triller as a response instead of just acknowledging that he was at fault. And listen to how Trisha ends this video.
But there is a point where you have to look at it and be like, what am I doing to also be the problem? And I've reflected, you know, and as long as someone keeps engaging in the drama, whether that's for views, for fun, whatever, if you're engaging in drama and you are consistently trying to bring someone down, when they've either already apologized, they've taken accountability, victims have accepted apology, like if you continue to do it, then you're just an asshole, you're harassment, you are bullying. And that is the only time that I feel like anyone should ever be deplatformed.
So, Trisha's trying to insinuate that Ethan or H3H3 should be deplatformed. And here's what pisses me off with Trisha. They're going to say something like this to end their video, but then complains how Ethan has their name in the title of his videos. Now, Ethan has stated that he is no longer going to be talking about Trisha Paytas. However, don't you think that this is a way for Trisha to bait him in a way? How are you going to end the video with Ethan should be deplatformed? That's pretty much what they said, right? But Ethan's no longer, he's not allowed to make any videos about you. This is the shit I'm talking about. It's not balanced, you know, make it make sense. Ethan has, even though Ethan says that he's no longer going to be talking about Trisha, Ethan has every single right to respond to what they said. Just think about all the times Trisha has made a video non-stop. I don't care if they've deleted this video in the past. Trisha has made so many response videos and TikToks, and I just find it so unfair that Trisha thinks people can't or not allowed to respond to what they said. Feel me? So leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, but I am definitely team Donna on this one. But I will note that I do think what Donna said or sent to Trisha was rude, but I think that Donna, she's also entitled to say whatever the hell Donna wants to say. Feel me? Like, Trisha can't stop Donna. And mind you, Donna told Moses this, not Trisha this. And it's very clear Donna had a relationship with Moses before Trisha was in the picture, okay? But anyways, leave a comment below, guys. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.